All right, everyone, we're back.
Contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Raw Women's Championship.
We'll have him do the introductions for this one, folks. All right, folks. So for those people who are not aware, Auska, who is a absolute well-known and well-respected wrestler from Japan, has been part of the WWE roster for quite some time now in the women's division. She has held titles everywhere. Women's NXT, SmackDown, Raw, she's done it all, tag team. She is a fierce competitor known for her devastating submission maneuvers and her very unique smash mouth style of approach of wrestling. Of course, because we're going with the history of wrestling, I'm also, inept. A lot of the times in between shows, I will do my reviews of, or my prediction shows for each of the shows. Seeing how this is legitimately a match at WrestleMania this year, I figured why not share this with experience with you guys as well, as I'm educating you guys about the classics of wrestling. It's important to kind of realize what goes on in modern wrestling as well. And also it's important to see where wrestling has come from. Women's division in general has come a very long way, as Bianca Belaire, who has very long hair, your Raw Women's Champion, current, and has been champion for quite some time. Of course, facing the likes of Auska will be interesting, as Auska really is not known for losing quite a lot in general. You see her, the Raw Women's Championship. Yeah, we'll go to the ring announcer for this intro.
Introducing the challenger from Osaka, Japan, Auska.
As I mentioned.
And introducing the champion from Knoxville, Tennessee, the Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belaire.
One of the strongest women on the planet is Bianca Belaire. Tremendous conditioning and heart, will, guts, and again, very strong. Auska is pretty tough in her own right, and this is legitimately the match that you're going to get at WrestleMania. Normally I have my prediction shows where I'll watch these just as you're watching now. It's completely done randomly, which is what I'm doing again for you guys. I still believe in keeping traditions alive. And for the record, because of the fact that this is more taking a historical approach versus what I normally do on my shows particularly, we're going to be honoring their rules of wrestling and not mine. So just keep that in mind. As always, I have no control over the outcomes of anything, but it's important to note that always, all title match, unless it specifically says otherwise, the title can not change hands via any way but pinfall or submission inside the ring per their orders, not mine. If Bianca Belaire gets herself counted out and Auska beats the 10 count, Even though Auska may win the match, she will not win the title, as it only has to be won by pinfall or submission only in the ring, unless otherwise specifically said otherwise. And these two women are absolutely two of the toughest women on the planet. So this traditionally should be a pretty decent match. Of course, this is one of two women's title matches you're going to get at WrestleMania this year. Of course, WrestleMania, let's tell people since we're going to history here. WrestleMania, of course, started, 1985, the very first WrestleMania, airing on closed-circuit television. Well, actually, no, that's not true either. The original WrestleMania, the very first one, was actually aired on MTV, believe it or not. And, you got to remember, how far, cable has come. And really, what WrestleMania was a brainstorm of the owner back then, of Vince McMahon Jr., who his father started the Worldwide Wrestling Federation way back before Vince took over the company in the early 80s. As Bianca Belaire catches Auska there with a beautiful aerial maneuver. And the champion retains. Surprising. Auska really defeated right off the gate. Really impressive. And that is kind of what she's all about, folks. She's right in there. Auska's double tough too, so that was very impressive. But WrestleMania was the brainstorm of one Vince McMahon Jr., the way to really incorporate both the wrestling that he grew up with, that his father started, the company his father began, as well as realizing that it needed to go to the extra level, and he really was implemental in adding things like music and television and pop culture into the storylines and into the business. And of course, in the 80s, we talk about the rocking wrestling days, which I'll talk about next in our next contest, as this is going to conclude.